honestly, I need to make my intro, whatever, longer. It needs to be longer. It just, more so for my own brain to fully warm up, you know, because it's not long enough. It's not long enough. Ah, the drama. Anyway, hello everyone. Hello. For those that might possibly be new here, have, you know, stumbled across this and wondering what the heck's going on. AmyR, face, card making space, live, unscripted, unfiltered, pure chaos. And everyone got a very brief heads up for today's live stream because I thought about it yesterday and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. And then wasn't gonna. And then sort of decided last minute that I was like, you know what, let's just do it. Let's just do it, and we'll see what happens, because you know it might be completely and totally chaos, but I've got things planned, you know, within reason. I did another ridiculous batch of die cutting because there's some cute stuff, which reminds me. Housekeeping. I linked and I put the code in the description box below the video. It popped up on my feed that Pretty Pink Posh has a Memorial Day sale going on. It does not apply to what I'm using today because the sale is everything but the May release, because the May release just came out, you know? But if you've had your eyes, you know, a wish list of other products, what have you, there's a code. It's in the description box below. And so many good things. So many good things. So I'm going to be using more of the new release. I did a live last night. That's also why I've decided to go like an hour earlier than I did last night, because it was getting late for me last night, and I was tired. So, started an hour earlier tonight just for funsies. And yeah, hello to everybody. Hello to everybody tuning in. So, I'm just die cutting some extra layers here from my sentiments, and then I can set this aside, and then we can get to actually like making something. The idea in my head is, I think these will turn out. We'll see. We'll see, because like I said, this is all sort of random last minute whatevers. So I did, like I said, a ton of die cutting, and yeah, I linked to everything I plan on using is also linked below, and the visual supply list I linked in the chat, and of course now I've got like an eyelash in my eye. Wonderful. Love that for me. I think we're good. Should be good. Everything should be good. Okay. So let's move some stuff out of the way. Let me put my sentiments over here. And yeah. Everything's linked. My links are affiliate links. Disclaimer, my links are affiliate links. All that means is if people click on my links and end up placing an order. Oh, I did have enough. Perfect. I get a kickback from that. A little one. It doesn't cost you anything. You know, there's no hidden fees, extra charges, nothing like that, because I don't play those kinds of games. Okay. I don't need this. I need this. Yeah. Okay. I think we're good. So yeah. Hello to everybody tuning in. Fun times. Let's figure out how I do. How do I do this? I don't even know anymore. How many lives have I done? I know how all this works, but I forget every time. There we go. Oh, I can zoom out a little bit, I guess. So, let me show the actual die set, because some of this is going to look a little weird, but then it's going to come together. I pulled out, this is the new, and the set is enormous. This is the Stitched Bugs It's huge. Die set. Super cute. Super cute. It's adorable. Yeah. So, I have parts of the bees, and then caterpillar. These little things are flower centers. And I just stuck them all because I did all of this again is all to new Crafty Necessity cardstock, specifically Sunkissed. And then the lighter yellow is, I always forget the name, Buttercream. Buttercream. In fact, let me bring this over so I can see what I'm doing. So, I die cut the pieces multiple times. I'll probably end up with like extras, but worth it once you see everything come together. And then I stuck the color cardstock pieces here to just a grip mat so that we can add some ink to build dimension, because I like dimension. Dimension is life. So we're gonna add some ink to give these pieces that dimension. So I need my blending brushes. I do not need those pieces over there. I'm gonna need that one and this one, and there we go. So I've got my little pieces, and then to build said dimension, I'm just using Alternate Fresh Dye inks again. I used these yesterday as well. And for the little bee pieces, I'm bringing the ink in on either side because that's going to create more of that like rounded look. So we're going to pull that in like that. Doop, 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 doop. Like that, like that. Like that. And just drag that ink on those pieces. I'm going to do the same thing with this stripe. And then 2000. I know. Don't get used to it, y'all. Things just kind of worked, and yeah, it just kind of worked. That's all. Like, who knows, man? I can't even think straight right now. Let's be honest. Okay. Do the same thing with these pieces on this little caterpillar. So we start with fresh lemon, and then we're just gonna keep like going darker. Like, again, builds depth because the inks will dry back a bit. So now we're doing like maple yellow. The inks will dry back when they fully dry, and they will be not as intense as they are right now when they're, wet. And each shade darker I go, I don't add as much. Just a lighter hand. Okay. And I swear, as per usual, we talked about this yesterday, but thankfully my microphone's not going to pick up on it. It's going to fade it all out, thankfully. But yeah, the neighbor's dog's just going at it again. Annoying. Okay. So got that. So there's that layer, and then last but not least, I'm going to add honey drizzle, which is just kind of fitting. Oh, get where you need to go. Okay. So got those two. And now, Reese found you and obsessed. Well, thank you, Susan. Doop. Okay. There we go. And see how it's just building dimension, even though, as per usual, the lighting likes to go a little off. Especially when I'm dealing with yellows. That's another thing I've talked about. I love yellow. Yellow is such a happy, cheerful color. I like yellow cardstock and yellow ink and yellow accessories, all things yellow. Yellow does not like me. Trying to film with it, and especially when I try to take photos of my finished cards, if there's yellow on it, it's annoying. It's annoying. Like, it just does not want to play nice. Okay. So got that. So those pieces have their bits of like dimension. And then what I need to do is so many ink pads, not enough time. Not enough time. And then for these little pieces, I'm using some orange shades. Because again, this was the sun-kissed cardstock. So we're doing the exact same sort of a thing here. These little pieces I'm just slapping the ink on. Not too concerned about that. So start with sun-kissed. And then we've got orange cream. There we go. Because of course, once all this is like on, and then once we actually assemble them, you know, everything will make a little more sense and not look quite so, I don't know, weird, I guess. Doop, doop, doop. In fact, you know what I want to do? Okay. Before I forget, because I'm going to forget. Hello, hello, Christy. This little flower, just white cardstock. Doop. That's what the flower centers are for. This is from the Caterpillar holder little die set. I used it in a previous video. I gotta grab a smaller brush for this. I used it in a previous video. The one I did for the video hop for the Pretty Pink Posh May Release, which I posted, was that last week? So anyway, I'm taking that the sun-kissed ink, the lightest orange, and I'm using a Altenew size 10 micro blending brush and just lightly blending that right there, just to give a little extra. I don't know, working with the orange ink started making me think of like orange blossom, and I was like, ooh, that's what I'll, you know, that's what I'll add to these little flowers. There we go. Trying to have a light hand. And good enough. We're of course going to be adding a ton of splatter to everything, as per usual, you know, as one does. Just blend that guy on there. My blending isn't the greatest. My blending isn't the greatest. Doesn't help that I've been running around like a crazy person today, trying to get a million things done, as is life. As is life. Good enough. It'll soften and dry back. All right. So got that. We got that. Oh, and then my darkest shade for the orange bits is Autumn Blaze. I'm just going to use the same little brush because it's in my hand. Convenience. That's all I care about. So got that. I love the ink names. I want to have a job as an ink namer. I know, right? I would not be good at that. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Like descriptive names, etc. Like Altenew has a million because they have literally, that was asked. I forget exactly what number they're at now for how many fresh dye inks they have. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's be honest. It's a lot. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of mocha just for these flower centers. But yeah, I like the names too, you know. I'm so literal in so many ways. Like I would just be like, it's a light to medium brown. Like yeah, I'm not proficient at that. The other ones like I love like the all the distress color names. Like love it. Love it. I just again, that's not my forte. Okay, so I did that just for the little what will be these little flower centers. So, yeah, okay. So we got those, and what I need to do is set these guys aside. We'll adhere. Actually, I can adhere the flower centers. I talked about this in yesterday's live stream. Y'all, I'm already everything's thrown off because I don't do very many bonus live streams because I just don't. It's a lot of work and I just don't have time and my life is chaos. Anyway, but yeah, doing that live last night and then being live again right now, my brain is just like, what is happening? What day is it? What is this? What is this? What is this? Anyway, I mentioned it in last night's live stream. When you're applying, whether it's ink, marker, whatever, any sort of like moisture to your cardstock, you want to try and like let everything dry as much as possible, because when you go to glue stuff, it's not going to want to adhere. But for these, I'm not concerned because I didn't add like that much ink to the flower itself. But yeah, either, adhere things and then just let them sit for longer, because it'll just take longer for your glue to dry. So if you find sometimes that you've done a bunch of ink blending and then you've glued everything together and then all of a sudden everything's falling apart, just kind of assume that it's because you didn't let the ink dry, Okay, so I'm just adhering these so that I can go on to the next step because, like I said, I didn't add a whole lot of ink to the actual flowers. Oh, I'm missing I missed a flower center. Good job. I was like, I don't have enough centers for the flowers. It's sitting right there. I can see it. I can see it. Anyway. Okay. I'll stick them right there. And I can just quickly slap some ink on. Because those can just sit and dry. This is only going to take a second anyway. Add orange cream. Add a little bit of that autumn blaze. Boop. There we go. And then it was mocha that I used. Let me put those inks over there. And then there it is. I was like, I already lost my brush. Okay. Mocha. Just kind of, there we go. There we go. That only took a second. So I'm going to take that and stick him. There we go. To his little flower center. Boop. So I've got my little flowers. And then for my little like caterpillar dude, I just need, this is like super, super easy to adhere. Because there's two different dies. The one with like just the base with the stitching details, and then a die that cuts these pieces separately. Because Pretty Pink Posh is awesome about stuff like that. And I'm here for it. So we'll just add the glue to this. Get there, like that. And like that. Good enough. Good enough. There we go. Yep. So then all we got to do is take all the little pieces. It would help if I didn't add glue to every single piece, but I was kind of trying to save a bit of time so that we're not here all night. So I purposely die cut all of this from the two different shades so that he would just be like a little multicolor caterpillar, you know? He also would look super cute to do him in like, you know, a little rainbow of color. That would be super fun too. When you see everything that I die cut, you'll see why I didn't do that. Because, yeah, I did just a ridiculous amount of die cutting. I kind of zoned out. I kind of like disassociated again. And then I was looking at this pile of die cuts I had and I was like, okay, I might as well just go live and explain as I go the rather chaotic thought process. Okay, so got that. And then that piece. And this piece. Like that. Okay. Just make sure all the pieces are squished down together. And we've got that being just adorable. And then what I wanted to do is stick him under a magnet for a second. Just let the glue like dry. Just we'll put him up there. Let him dry. We will deal with him. For my bees, we're gonna take these guys off of here. Boop. And these. Like that. And then I'm going to wipe my mat off because I'm going to need this in a second for another little batch of ink blending because there's a lot. There's a lot, you know. So, clean off my grubbly little mat. There we go. In fact, let's give it another wipe. I know, all these, this set is adorable. It's adorable. And I'm only using a fraction of it. I just die cut it multiple times. But there's like the dragonfly, there's a little earthworm. What else is there in this thing? Oh, and a snail. Yeah, there's a dragonfly, there's a snail, there's the earthworm. All I used was the caterpillar, the bee, and the ladybug. We'll get to the ladybug. Oh, and there's also, which I loved, she included extras of the little like faces. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, so you can do them all at once. So even with all the die cutting I was doing, I just used all of them and just die cut. So I've got a little pile over here of the little pieces. Love, love, love. So good, because especially little teeny die cuts, it gets really annoying having to like use it over and over and over. Hello, Kathy. I hope you're starting to feel better. Okay. So then what I did, I die cut the base of the bee from shimmer vellum because all the die cut pieces will get layered on here, but then that'll mean his little wings will be shimmery vellum. This should hopefully work. I didn't have time to test this. This should all hopefully work, okay? Okay. And then I die cut the piece that die cuts like the stripes. I also die cut from black cardstock because we'll stagger the pieces, you know? So I've got my little bodies here of shimmer vellum. And then we're just going to glue everything up. So we'll just start with their little heads, basically. Like that. Like that. And then we're just gonna rinse and repeat on all of these pieces. Just make sure everything is lined up. Boop. And then this guy is good. And then we'll just keep repeating, because I of course could not have just one bee, could not have just two, and then I just kept going and ended up doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I die cut it 5 times. And yeah, you can't go wrong with shimmer vellum. Like, Seriously. Seriously. It's the best. It is the best. Why did this one? Like, seriously. Whatever. It's all good. I love shimmer. I love vellum. I love vellum. You can never have too much vellum. I have a ridiculous amount of it. We've discussed this in many live streams. But I especially love vellum for critter wings. Bee wings, butterfly wings, dragonfly wings, that sort of a thing. Can't go wrong. So, that one. We'll just keep holding them down. And then it's been a doozy cold. I really hope it's not another like super cold virus going around, because the one that was going around back in February to March, that one was more of a head cold. That one was awful. Like, awful. I didn't lose my voice with that one, but it was awful. Like, I could barely get out of bed. March was awful. March was a horrible month, because after that head cold, I got the stomach flu. Fun times. Like, I was down for the count. So yeah. Dupe. It's not fun. And it's also not fun when you're a content creator and you do this as a job and you're self-employed, so you don't get sick pay or days off, really. So yeah, I feel for you, Kathy. It sucks. It sucks. Okay. So that was the beginning. And then we just got to start. This will be this one. Yeah. Staggering in the layers of our bee. So then I've got the black cardstock stripe. So that's going to go right there. And then this stripe goes right there. And if a person wanted to step it up even more, just want to make sure I've got everything lined up, because adhering on top of vellum like this, it's a little bit slippery. Anyway, if a person really wanted to step this up, instead of using black cardstock, you could use a really dark gray and then ink blend the edges as well to create the same depth that I've done here on the yellow. And then there's a little bitty piece. Get over here. No, where do you go? Where's all my things? There we go. So let me get flipped over where you belong. His little stinger. Like that. How cute. Anyway. So, there we go. Just make sure everything's here. Okay. So yeah, you could do that. And I'm actually going to show that with the little ladybug. We'll get to it in a second. I just want to get like stuff adhered into place. Like that. Like that. And then we just, they all fit together like, kind of like the easiest puzzle. Because dupe. And yeah, I had meant to get all this done, or you know, the bulk of it before going live, and then, you know, everything in life ran away from me, as per usual. Okay. Just make sure everything's like lined up, so that the bee isn't all like lopsided. Although if he does end up lopsided, that's okay. We do not judge. Just need to find, there we go. Keep finding these little, like trying not to lose all these little pieces when I, again, die cut it however many times. His little bum stinger. Super cute. Put that little magnet on there. Shimmy that little piece over. Because again, adhering on top of vellum gets a little bit slippery, but we've got that. And he'll look even cuter once he gets his little face. Okay. Oh, yeah. We made a great pair in March. Yeah, you kind of won there with a pulmonary embolism. Jeepers Christmas. Like, March was a crappy month. Let's just, yeah, not fun at all. At all. Okay. So then, give him his little black stripe. And then this one. I know, this set's adorable. And once they're actually like fully assembled and have their little faces, they're going to be so cute. It's going to be so cute. Okay. And then that piece, which keeps wanting to thwart. Get over where you belong. Seriously, why am I having so much difficulty? Because I'm live, that's why. You know, let's be honest. Oop. I can see the little, there we go. All my little stingers. So there's bee number 3. And put that one on there. Okay. Let's grab the pieces I need. I got that. Oh, there's the other stinger. Found it. Perfect. 2 dupe. And then I just need the little round bit. And there we go. Okay. All those other pieces are extras. I don't need those right now. We'll deal with that later. That's for later me to deal with. So we've got our little almost complete little bees. So let's go like that, and yeah. And of course, a person could also just do this like just straight up cardstock. Like you don't have to, you know, do the ink blending, things like that. It always depends on my mood. Sometimes all I want to do is like die cut and assemble. I don't want to add all the ink and dimension and all the things. And then other times I want to do this. You could even do like use markers instead of ink. Add detail and dimension that way. But especially with something like these little bees, it just makes them look even rounder. Because I do have a soft spot for fat little bumblebees. Your shimmer vellum, yes, you can't go wrong with shimmer vellum. You really can't. It's so pretty. Okay. So just making sure all the little pieces are where they need to be. And then put my little magnet on top. Okay. And then we can do this guy. Like this. Like this. And like that. So, I know, chubby little bees are just, I love it. I love it. Like, it's one of my favorite things. Just bees in general, but I have a flowering crabapple tree in front of my house that has now been established for, I'm not sure how many years ago I planted it, but it's getting to be a decent size, and it blooms late May, early June up here in Saskatchewan, and when it blooms, it smells amazing. Like you open our front door and it just hits you in the face. It smells amazing. And now that it's getting bigger and it's more established, look how cute. It attracts bees. And same thing. You open the front door and that's all. You can just hear the buzzing. Like, and then when you get closer, you can see the variety of them. And they're all over. I'm just taking a black marker to color in their little antennae because I can. And yeah, the bees are so concentrated on, you know, their task and like burying themselves in the little flowers and everything. And just, again, the variety, like so many different types of bees. But the big fat bumblebees, when they show up, like some of them are so enormous. It's amazing they even know how to fly. But if you didn't know this, and I don't maybe necessarily recommend it, but with bumblebees, especially the big ones, you can pet them, or I have. Like, they were so distracted with what they were doing and stuff, and I got in there, I was giving bees like little scritches. Like, yeah. I don't know. I got issues, but it was fun. So I'm very much looking forward to the bees coming back. I don't know if I'm going to attempt to pet anymore because, you know, don't want to harass the little things, but yeah. See, it just gives them that little extra something. So, any black marker will work. I'm just using a Copic because that's what was in front of me and handy. Doop, like that. Like that. Making sure I got all the bits covered. And then, there we go. That one. I'll also do my little caterpillar. He can have some extra little effort here too, because why not? I'm not worried about getting like black, like alcohol marker on my glass. That just cleans up with hand sanitizer. Doop, doop. Okay. Go around the edges because I didn't adhere that very well. There we go. That looks a little better. Going around. Like that. That's better. There. And then this guy. Just like that. Like that. Yes. So, I'll be needing that for the other little critters. We'll get to them in a second. But yeah, for their little faces, I just, again, die cut everything from scraps of black cardstock. And normally I would do like the little enamel dots or googly eyes, things like that. But because I'm doing so many, I'm just keeping her simple. I may add, I'm just like making sure, you guys can't really tell, but I can. I'm just making sure everything's right side up to make it easier to adhere. Because there's a lot. There's a lot of little pieces. So yeah. There we go. Yeah. Make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Get. Yep. Yep. There we go. Okay. That one's upside down. So, I mean, yeah, they would make little bee cookies. Those would be cute. I'm not a fan. Like, things like sugar cookies, I'm not a fan. I don't do that kind of baking. I don't have the patience for that kind of baking. Like, I like to make cookies, but doing that sort of a thing and like sugar cookies and then, you know, royal icing and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Not my jam. Oh, just the eyes. It's just, you know. So ridiculously cute. Just little tiny bits of glue. Boop. Have you seen the images of bees that fell asleep? I've taken photos like that. I have the photos like that in my camera roll. I posted one. It would be years ago now. I posted one on my Instagram when I got a different flowering crabapple tree. I have a pink flowering crabapple tree that I put in the backyard. But before we planted it, and it was like propped outside the house in the springtime, and same thing, it was like attracting bees, and I got a couple of really good photos, but I've also taken photos of them, yeah, when they've crawled into the flowers and their little butts are hanging out, and I love it. Love it. Not the easiest thing to get photos of, but I've gotten a few. And it just makes me happy. Okay, so we'll keep giving them their little happy, smiling little faces. Just like that. Get right there. Look at them. They're too adorable. Okay. And then we'll just add like that. And like that. Because then we can just pop these little guys right into place. Like that. There we go. Okay, and then just gotta add their little tiny mouse. Like that. So cute. Like, seriously, this is ridiculous. I love it. Just the tiniest dabs of glue. And this will finish off all our little bees. Kind of. I should add, yeah, let's add white gel pen to it too, because of course we're going to do that. Of course we're going to do that. So, where's my white gel pen? So, white gel pen, and just like that. A little bit right there. Like that. I'm going to leave off, actually, no, I was going to leave this off. Because I was thinking about possibly adding glossy accents, but that's cute. Let's just do that. Because if you want to add glossy accents to something, I don't recommend adding it on top of white gel pen. Sometimes it works, but quite often the glossy accents will dissolve the gel pen as it's drying. So you can always test it, see what happens, but it's happened quite often to me and it's not fun. So there we go. Just give them little highlights. There we go. A few little dots. Boop. Aren't they the cutest? And those. Boop. And then add it to the top of his head. And then just emphasize that center area and this little stinger. Ooh, don't want to lose that. That goes on that guy. So we got that. That. And our little highlights like so. Boop. So there's our little bees. So cute. So cute. So we want to add the little eyeballs to this guy, of course, because he needs little eyeballs too, and a little smiley self. There we go. That one. And then, I know, you cannot go wrong with shimmer vellum. They would be cute with black glitter paper. That would look really cute too. Yeah, you totally could die cut black glitter paper. That would be really fun. Make sure. There we go. And let's do the same thing to this guy. He needs a little bit of highlights. And do a little boop. Can add a few little dots here and there. Just gives everything little extra bits of like texture. Like that. Random little dots. Random little highlights. Don't forget his butt. There's our little guys so far. But wait, there's more. Because I'm crazy. Like I said, I done a lot of die cutting, okay? But yeah, there's a little... Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So much. These guys are ridiculous. Okay. Ladybugs. So I die cut the ladybug, black cardstock. This is heartbeat cardstock. This one is industrial diamond, I'm pretty sure, from Altenew. It's a very dark gray. No, pure graphite. I lied. Pure graphite. Pure graphite, black, heartbeat. Pretty sure that's heartbeat. Yep, that's heartbeat. So, die cut them from that. And I did it twice because I was planning on having one on the front of the card. I'll probably put one on the inside. And the reason I did the gray is because if I just left his face like solid black, you can't see anything, you know? And that's not fun. So I did the gray so that I can just add a little bit of ink blending, you know, for a bit of definition, but then we'll actually be able to see the little eyes. So I cut his head off. It's getting a little morbid in here, y'all. Okay. So we'll use the industrial diamond ink on these and do the kind of the exact same thing, like blend it in from the edges like this. And this is not gonna, like, this won't show up on when it fully dries. This is just to prime the cardstock because I'm gonna go darker in a second. I just wanted to start with a lighter shade of gray, even though it's not that light. But this just means the next two shades will blend a little better. So I start with that, and then we'll go in with pure graphite. Blend that on there. Just like that. And then I'll go in very lightly, very light hand with jet black. Again, I don't want this piece to be solid black, because then we will not see his cute little face. So we go like that. Like that. Good enough. So, got all of that. And then for his little body, I've got crimson. Let's move that over here. And doing kind of the exact same thing I was doing with the bees, is blending on the edges just to make them look a little rounder. Because not only do I love bees, I love ladybugs too, because they're so adorable. Like, they're cute. Okay, and then velvet. Like that. The velvet. Blend that on there. Like that. And then we'll take a little bit of grapevine. And blend that on. Just like so. And again, this will dry back and soften quite a bit. If I really wanted to amp up the dimension and, you know, I could even go in with like a dark brown, like espresso. So I could take that, and this one will work. Go in with just a bit, not a lot. Go a little lighter handed with this. Boop. Like that. There we go. So, I'll need that espresso in a minute. We got that. Let me wipe off my mess of ink so that we can assemble our little ladybugs. So I've got their little bodies, and then boop, 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 like that. Do, 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 do. Like that. I love ink blending. I do too. But again, it depends on my mood. I do it quite often. Like, I find for me that's just what I like. But man, I have mad respect for the makers that just use the die cut cardstock and like spit. Like, what always pops in my head is someone like Yana Smakula. Like, she'll just build an entire scene on a card, which is the die cut cardstock, like no ink blending whatsoever, and it looks so good. But also, she's phenomenal at composition and all of it. Like, so often my jaw will just be on the floor, and it's like, what? How? How? Oh my goodness. But yeah, I do like to add ink and markers and sprays and, like, you know, splatter everything 3 ways from Sunday. You guys know. But that's also the beauty of card making, is variety and options, and there's a million different ways to do everything. Okay, so now we can add this layer like so, and now he's starting to really come together. So cute, so cute. I love it. I love it. So then let's add that little bit of glue like that. That. Try not to be too heavy-handed with the glue. There we go. It's got our little ladybugs. I'm gonna do the same thing. There it is. I was like, where'd it go? Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing to their little antennae. Is cover it with a black marker. Technically, I guess, could have like just snipped it off before adhering to the black cardstock base, but this takes all of 5 seconds to do. There we go. So now we have those. And then I've got their little eyes. Just making sure. There we go. Okay. So then I can just go like this. Like that. And pick up their little eyes. Yeah. And on the dark gray, at least you can still see their little faces. Because otherwise, wouldn't have been able to see nothing. So, where's those tweezers? Now I can just add their little smiling selves, and then we'll add the white gel pen highlights to these guys too, because of course. Okay. Yep. Look at them. They're so cute. I love it. I love it. Now this little one. Doop, doop, doop. Okay. There we go. Oop. Yep. So then we've got our little ladybugs, and then I can go in and do the exact same thing with the white gel pen. Just add some little highlights. Carefully, because the glue has not dried yet. Add that to his little eyeballs. Like that. And then yep. And we can still add a few little highlights here and there. Like that. She's just all cute. Let's add. Yeah. Yep. And same thing with this guy. Never underestimate the power of just a white gel pen, you know? There we go. There we go. Also, don't be surprised. I'm not surprised, but don't be surprised when you apply white gel pen over something, especially like red. Like, there's all this red ink on here. It is tinting. As the gel pen's drying, it is tinting it a little bit. I don't care, but just don't be surprised. Usually, for the most part, the white gel pen will keep its, like, it'll stay white. But especially over red ink, it will absorb and change color. Splatter will do the same thing, especially with red. Not always, but just don't be surprised. But that, so we've got all our little critter, all our little bees and our little ladybugs being all cute. And since I'm here, let's just use the white gel pen too on these little flower centers. I can even add a few little random dots. Ooh, like that. Just because we can, you know? Love it. Like that. And like that. And then just dots. The thing too about like using not just a gel pen. It's been a while since I've done it in a video, but even using like your markers and dotting with them, especially if like you've colored something, or say you're not that happy with your ink blending. You know, you've ink blended a little thing and you're just like, you're not feeling it, you're not happy with it. Try grabbing some markers and just adding dots for texture on white gel pen, etc. It's in the same vein as splatter when I say like how it will distract the eye. It just works. So you don't have to do splatter, but even things like using a pen, a gel pen, your markers, whatever, adding little dots and little highlights. So there's all our little critters. And then these branches are from the Everyday Branches die set. I used the leaves in, I think it was the video hop. Yeah, the video hop I did when the May release first came out last week, whenever that was. Again, trying to remember what day it is, let alone everything else. But I die cut the branches from Nina Desert Storm cardstock. I'm going to stick these like there you go. Die cut these from Desert Storm because my card base is going to be Desert Storm cardstock. Plus, this was just convenient. I did the leaves already. I'll show that in a second. But I want to make these more brown. So I'm going to use more blending brushes. So we'll do the mocha first. And this, I'm basically going to blend the entire thing with this ink. Like that. I'm not brave enough to add the white gel pen highlights. You'll get there eventually. It is just another one of those things, just like coloring, splatter, so much of it, you just got to practice. I get asked a lot about it with the white gel pen highlights, and I just slap them on, you know? I just stick them wherever I think they're going to look good. You know? There we go. I'm not worried about my blend being perfect. Because these inks are also, they smooth out. They smooth out. They make me look better than I actually am. You know? There we go. Okay. So that was mocha. And then we can go in with espresso. There we go. And a little bit lighter of a hand because this is a darker shade of ink. And just blend that on there because that's what creates all that depth and makes these die cuts look amazing. Like that. I'm having to sit on my hands to keep from buying it all. I know, right? It's a cute release. It is. I was so, when I got it, like when I first opened it and then started flipping through the products, I was giddy. I was so excited. I was like, this is the cutest thing ever. Although Pretty Pink Posh, synonymous with cute. You know, it just is what it is. Okay, so there's my little branches. So we got branches. And then, let me wipe off my mat again. Boop. There we go. I think we're kind of done with the mat. I don't think I'm going to need it again. But I got branches. And then the leaves I did off camera. That was the one thing I did get done because I just threw them all. I die cut the leaves from frayed leaf cardstock. And I did the same thing I did yesterday. I used frayed leaf, forest glades, and then evergreen inks. And just slapped it on. Just got it on there. So now I have a pile of leaves, probably more than I'm going to need, but I wanted to have them. So I've got leaves and little critters and branches. And then for my card bases, this is some Nina Desert Storm. And I did just top folding A2 note cards. So 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And I die cut some Dewdrops cardstock using the Eyelet Hexagon dies, which I used in yesterday's live stream. I used in my previous Pretty Pink Posh video because I like hexagons. And I'm just going to kind of randomly, how do I want to do? I'll just sort of randomly put these on my background. How about like that? Yeah. Yeah. They're just here to create a little bit of texture for my background. So we're just going to glue it on. And maybe if I put my card base kind of straight so I can at least make sure that my pieces are also, there we go. Okay. So we're going to glue them on, and then the pieces that are hanging over the edge, we will just trim off. So got that. Like that. Like that. Okay. And then we can add another one. Just kind of stagger them. Oop. Like that. Yep. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're good. And then this one. Get that into there. Mm-hmm. Let's move that over. Because like I said, I wanted them like sort of staggered. They don't need to be in the exact same spots. And then that one can go there. Well, I'm glad to be live. I do enjoy going live. and chatting with everybody. Just sometimes, chaos. Okay, there might be a little bit of chaos in a minute, because I guess we have been doing this over an hour. Yeah, it's Costco run days, so the unpaid intern was doing the Costco grocery run, and he just pulled up, so things might get a little chaotic, but we will deal with it. Anyway, okay, so we got that. I'm just gonna repeat. Let's not reinvent the wheel. My brain is not feeling extra super extra creative slot, like, let's come up with a whole new layout. Let's just keep it simple and not overthink everything. So, and yeah, we talked about these in yesterday's live stream. I'm pretty sure I have those linked in the supplies. They're just big acrylic blocks from Hero Arts. Anyway, I miss Costco. Thankfully, we have a Costco quite close to us, and it's necessary. Like, at least weekly, to keep everybody fed around here. Okay, let's put that one there. Like that. Okay, and then we'll do this one. Like that. There we go. And then the last one. And then I'll do the exact same thing and put the blocks like on top just to hold everything down. And let the glue dry. So I'll move that one over there to get it out of my way. Blocks on top. This one is more dry. So now I can just flip it over and trim off all these little bits hanging off the edge, which once they're trimmed off, I can decide whether or not, like, yeah, could take some of these little extra pieces and just adhere them here and there onto the background, like that. There we go. Where's that magnet? He'll come in handy again. So do that one like that. We could do that one right there. Like that. Around. Stagger that one right there. And then that'll just give us our bit of background. And I might use these pieces. We'll see. I might just like throw these on the inside of the card once we get to that part. But yeah, there's our little like background basically. And then just repeat. Assuming you have nothing, you probably have you should have Costco's in Texas. There's Costco's everywhere. Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go. It's been a while. I waited a bit, then went through the Burger King. The Burger King workers. So the bees are really cute. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Love it. There we go. Okay. Trying to be a little careful as I trim this off because like the glue's not fully dried yet. That piece we don't need. And then there we go. So we got that. And then I can do the same thing with these. Let's put one like right there. Or do I want to just do, yeah, no. Yep. That's what I want to do. Okay. No, we are fortunate here that while we live in the suburbs, yeah, we've got a Costco literally. It's like a less than 10-minute drive from our place. So the unpaid intern is able to do the main grocery runs for us, because, yeah, we got to buy in bulk, man, because we got a lot of mouths to feed. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna just tuck one in there. Did you get me any, like, treats or anything? Did you really? What did you get? Okay. There we go. Okay. And then just shift back to that guy. Set these aside because, like I said, I might use those on the inside when we get to it. I'm as bad as like a kid. Chris will come back from groceries and things, and I'm like, "What'd you get me? Did you get me anything? You know, did you get me a present? Did you get me any snacks?" Okay. So for the bee card, I've got my little branches. I'm gonna use 2 on that one. I might use just 1 branch. Let's just one thing at a time. Okay, I've got my branch, and then I've got like little pieces. Let's not even overthink it. Let's just slap these on. Let's just do it, man. Oh wait, I lied. This is fine. Let's just. I want to add splat. There's a method to the madness. This is why I wanted to do the background the way I did. Okay. That can just sit for a second. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Let me move literally all of this out of the way because we want to add splatter. What did you get me? What is this?
Strawberry shortcake mousse.
Man, and now this is going to have to sit here and stare at me while I like work. And now I'm just like, oh, these little jars will be good for like putting things in. Oh my God, you guys. Love it. It looks yummy. Yeah. Little containers and it's glass. So I will be reusing those containers. That'll come in handy. I'm kind of excited. I get a snacky snack when I'm done this live. I'm really tempted to just like end the live, y'all. Just turn it off and have my snack. But, I almost knocked that over. Okay. I need a bigger boat. Okay. I want to add splatter. I got distracted. I shouldn't have asked him because now I'm just like, I want to have my snack. Okay. Splatter. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Okay. I want to add to the backgrounds. Let me like zoom out a little bit more again. Okay. I want to add splatter to these backgrounds. Doop. Like this. So. Oh. And as is tradition, of course. Like that. And I'm going to use, because this is what I want to do this on the background. The other splatter we'll add after we add everything. Method to the madness. You know? So, I've got Salvaged Patina Distress Paint. It's kind of like very good match to the Dewdrops cardstock. And add a decent amount. Why not? Go big or go home. You're a grown-up. You can snack and craft at the same time. I know. I almost could. But not with something like that. And also I have my Invisalign, like my trays in. So I ain't taking that off like during a live. But yeah. other things, I can snack and craft at the same time. But it's a little harder when I'm talking to, like, I don't, 'cause I hate the sound of chewing. Like, you know, it doesn't bother me if there's other ambient noises. Here's like, you know, if we're at a restaurant or just, you know, whatever it is, if there's other ambient noises, there's music playing, like, it doesn't bother me. But if that's all I can hear in you guys watching this, there's no other ambient noise here, I would never. Like, that's the last thing y'all need, is to hear me like chewing on something. That's, ugh. I hate it. I hate the sound. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Nails on a chalkboard. It's not pretty. I don't like it. So anyway, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, okay? I added a bit of water to this. It doesn't necessarily need water, but thinning it out with water, because I can. Got my trusty little fan brush, and we are going to add splatter, like quite a bit of it, because it adds texture, you know? You know? Boop, boop. Love it. Love it. I want some like bigger blobby bits just because I can. Yeah, that's what I want. Like blobs of splatter. Sometimes, go for it. Yep. 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 We're good. We're good. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I was distracted. I need to go back to, where's my, there it is. You know, this is also why I need like, I need an assistant. She can't talk with her multiple. Yeah, that's another. I hate when people talk like, oh, my kids know I will rage. I try to enforce that hardcore. It's like, do not talk with food in your mouth. It's another thing. I don't like it. It's like, finish what you're eating before you know, there is nothing you have to say that's that important. Not to mention when people talk with food in their mouth, I'm just like, you're gonna like aspirate that and end up choking. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I have pet peeves. Anyway. Chewing is a no-go sound. Yeah, I don't like the sound of chewing. People chewing. Yeah, and people chewing with their mouths open and like smacking their gum, those sorts of things. Nails on a chalkboard. I cannot stand it. But yeah, no, I have such pet peeves. I'm gonna dry this. But yeah, like I said, the sounds of just chewing really bother me. But as long as there's other, like if we're watching TV, if there's music going, if we're at a restaurant and there's talking, there's a lot of noise. It does not faze me at all. It doesn't bother me. But if that's the only sound I can hear is chewing, yeah, not cool, man. Oh, except for the only time it doesn't bother me is when it's like dogs, like little critters. You know, when people will post videos of little whatever chewing on something, a little bunny rabbit chewing things, like that kind of chewing is adorable. But when it's a human, it's not cute. I don't like it. The sound makes me want to break things. Welcome to my ridiculous. ASMR chewing is a crime against. Oh, I bet there's people that do that. That content thankfully never comes across my feed because I would just nope. It's a crime. Did that yesterday when we were out to lunch. Had to finish what was in my mouth before speaking. Yes, I just I have tried very, very hard to really reinforce, and I will continue with reinforcing that because to me it's just manners. Like, do not speak with your mouth full of food, like, or speaking around your food as you're chewing it. It's like, no, just, you know? It's also like the amount, like, not that me and the unpaid intern get to go out very often. Like, it's rare now, but it always is the thing, of course. Like when we are out at a restaurant, it's like as soon as the food's in my mouth, that's when, like, you know, the waiter comes around asking how it is, and I'm just like, it's like I don't like talking with food in my mouth. It's not. It's rude. Okay, it's rude. Anyway, these bigger blobs are still wet. I just don't get ASMR. Not my thing. ASMR. I don't mind it. I don't search it out, you know, or anything like that, but I don't mind it. But there are some people that really love it because I think for some people, ASMR is really, in a sense, like therapeutic. Like, because, you know, certain sounds appeal to people and that sort of a thing. It's like it scratches an itch in their brain. And for some people, like ASMR just really scratches that itch in their brain. So I get it. But yeah, sometimes like something will come across my feed and I'm just like, I get it. This is pleasant. I don't mind it. Other times some ASMR stuff has come across and I'm just like, stop. Like, stop it. No. Actually, the one I do like, and it's only come across my feed, and again, I don't search this stuff out, but there's a name for them. You know those bowls? One of you hopefully in the chat will know, but it's those bowls and you hit it with it's like a little wood mallet and like it makes that kind of ringing noise. That kind of ASMR, I get that because it's like a couple of those little videos have come across my feed and it's someone doing, you know, in the bowl and it just makes that like ringing noise and I'm just like, oh, I could just zone right out to that noise. It's very, very, very like I like it. I like it. Like, who'da thunk, you know? Anyway. Is it called the singing bowl? Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. But yeah. I don't know. I never thought I would love it as much as I did, but like a random video popped across my feed the other day and it had that and I was just like, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. It's kind of just like, you know? And yes, it is. It's kind of auditory stimming. So, you know, a lot more people are on the spectrum than they realize, you know? Because it's just like, oh, if you really, really enjoy ASMR, there might be a chance that you might be on the spectrum, you know? Like, it's got its place. There's, like I said, every once in a while, ones will come across and I'm just like, oh, that's pleasant. I like that. But I get way too picky and I'm just like, no. This blob is, see, it's still glossy. He still needs to dry. But yeah, ASMR has become massive with online content creation. And yeah, it has its place. I don't mind it. It just is what it is. Okay. Since that blob is being like ridiculous, I'm just going to take a tissue. There we go. He'll dry. It'll be fine. Good enough. Same with that one. Yeah. So we've got backgrounds. I suspect the bowls vibrate at a resonance that is healing and calming to the body. Something like that. You know, because they hit, especially because like it depends on the bowl too. You know, the different sizes create. It's the same thing as, you know, when they take glass, like vases or glass cups, and the different levels of water, and you can, you know, there's people that can literally like create symphonies with that kind of stuff. You know, and you run your finger around it. I used to do that when I was younger. I used to love doing that. That sort of thing too. I'm just like, I like those frequencies. I like that kind of sound. It just. It scratches the itch in the brain. It works. I like it. Anyway, okay. Now that we have got the backgrounds, oh, let me not knock everything over. How about that? Okay. So now I can start adhering. I'm gonna knock over my brush. I'm gonna knock over everything. Okay. So, yeah. There we go. Now I can start adhering. There we go. My branches to people. Okay. Anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. Yeah. So this one I'm gonna put. How about right there? How about right there? Like that. And then I'm gonna start putting some leaves. Just wherever, kind of, you know? We can stick one there. Stick one like that. Because again, whatever's hanging off the edges will end up getting trimmed off. We got those ones, and I did like a ton of leaves. Like that. I'm going to do one like that. And yeah, I want to go like, let's do that one. Here we go. Okay. Because then we got to stick all our little leaves into place. Like that. Like this. If I have to stir it, it's homemade. That's funny. Truth. And I saw that other one about the, yeah, don't, the little noodle board with don't pet my peeves. I have many. You know, I'm neurotic. It is what it is. But some of it is just basic manners, okay? Manners, people. Yeah. I'm just going to even tuck a couple leaves here on the edge. Because I want to, this will all make sense, hopefully. Because like I said, I'm winging it. I can see it in my head, kind of. But also like, hopefully this will all make sense. And if not, well, we tried, you know? Music therapy for seniors is always uplifting. Seems that part of the brain retains the memory longer than any other thing. Yeah, music is wonderful, you know? Like, in so many ways. I love it. I love it. Yes. Okay, we have that one. Because this one is going to be for my little, they're going to flying around being all adorable. I love it. Okay. Because we got our little bees, and that's also why I wanted, like, some little flowers. Because, you know, it's my little crabapple tree, and they're like, hi. Like... Maybe I'll only do two because I can do one on the inside. I might end up with extra bees. There ain't nothing wrong with extra bees, man. There ain't nothing wrong with extra bees. Because I also need space for my sentiment. Stick that there because then we can cut that off. That'll be fine. See? It's starting to make sense, you know? The chaos and everything that I had going on at the very beginning. There is generally always a method to my madness. Within reason. Within reason, my friends. Because sometimes Amy is just chaos incarnate. Like, let's be honest. Not even just sometimes. It's basically all the time. Okay. Let's burp to that. And then we can stick this one there. And then that will go like that. And then these guys I'll probably maybe pop up with some little bits of foam tape. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Where? I was like, where's my foam tape? Found it. We're good. Okay. 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 Hexagons are my favorite shape. I love hexagons too. Like, yeah, I like hexagons. They just, it's another one of those things for, it's a pleasing shape. You know? I just almost straight edges. Yeah. I don't use hexagons very often in my card making, but when I make the point of doing it, I always love it. I always love it. So, okay. So we got our little flowers and our little bees being all adorable. And then let's pop them up with little bits of Big Mama foam tape. Because, yeah, could I... Oh. No, don't overdo it, Amy. Don't overdo it. You know, they don't need... My tendency to try and like cram everything but the kitchen sink onto my cards at times gets a little bit ridiculous. Okay. So, let me stick one right there. With these little wings. I love it. I love it. I love bees so much, especially fat little bees. I will body shame bumblebees to the end of time, and it's like, I love it. Love their fat little selves. The fatter, the better. Anyway, okay. So got that. Look how cute they are. It just makes me happy. So yeah, if you need to be cheered up, make some little bumblebees, because seriously, y'all. Okay, let's cut off. Just those little bits. So we got that so far. And then... wobblers. I thought, yeah, wobblers would be kind of cute, except for my problem with these, because I was thinking about it, is putting them on wobblers, but because of the vellum, there's not really anywhere to properly grab it to do the wobbler, if you know what I mean. And I don't want to risk, like, because like there is a stitch line. It's all pierced here, so when it's pierced, especially through vellum, that does weaken it. I thought about it because I was like, oh, this is not really cute. But if I had done it, if you were going to do this on a wobbler, which you could, is I would die cut a second piece of this base with white cardstock, glue it here, like leave the white cardstock wings, but don't put any glue where the wings are because glue shows through vellum, and this would be a little popped up more. And then at least the white cardstock would be like more strength, and then pop them up with a wobbler. That would look really cute. That'd be really cute. That's how I would do it. So yeah, okay. And then for this one, my plan was to have 2 branches coming at her, like kind of like this. Because what I need is to be able to put my little dudes, like they're going to be on the branch. You know, being all cute. And maybe we'll be able to tuck in, like maybe if we put this one like this, like that, and then this guy can be kind of coming here. Maybe we can even, maybe if we put this one down lower, and like that, because if we do that, and then maybe I'll be able to tuck a little bee in there too. Why not? I've got like extra critter because I want to go on the inside of that card. That guy can go on the inside. There's plans. There's plans. Okay, this is kind of working. I'm getting more excited. When the randomness in my head starts coming together and it doesn't look like hot garbage, that's always a good thing. Okay. So, yeah, little like spinners. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. That could be kind of cute too. Those little spinners. I do have them around here somewhere that everyone's been so obsessed with. Okay, let me, because if I keep him at least where I can like, yeah, okay. Let's prop him up there for a second. Let's do like that. Let me, yeah, the spinners, you guys, too many ideas. Too many ideas, not enough time. Need more hours in the day. Need more hours in the day. Same with like this guy, like the little, to do little sliders or something, so he could like, you know, crawl across. That would be really cute. Okay, let's. There we go. Let's do that, like that, and then, I've never seen you make a card that looks like hot garbage. It happens. Not very often. Like, again, like everything. Let's do. Everything's so subjective, you know? Art is subjective. And card making is a form of art. It really is. At times, sometimes, I will make something that I feel is hot garbage. I'll just, you know, I'll just not be happy with it. And I'll just be like, this is trash. Like, just, you know, it happens. You make something and you're not feeling it and things aren't coming together. And, but the funny thing is for me personally, it's very, very rare that I still don't share it. Like, because especially if it's like, if I've made it and filmed it and all things, and I do this as a job, there have been times where I've made something and I'm just like not feeling it and I'm not happy and I'm just like, but I don't have time to redo it or whatever. And it's like, I got deadlines, I got whatever. So it's like, fine. And I'll put it on the internet, you know, it's up. And there we go. What amuses me is it has happened so many times to me is I do that. I'll make something. I'm not happy with it. I don't think it's that great, but I put it up. I get the video up anyway. And so often I end up getting like more likes, more comments, more engagement on the stuff that I just don't feel as great about. And I don't say anything either. It's not like I fish for that, like, oh, this is so awful, like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this, you know, because I don't act like that. But it's just funny to me, and that's why I always try to tell people too. I was like, we are our own worst critics, we are our own harshest critics. And so often, if you're creating something, whether it's a card, a background, whatever you're doing, and you're just not feeling it, or you think it looks like crap, walk away. You know, set it aside, walk away, come back to it later with fresh eyes. And the amount of times where it's like, oh, this wasn't that bad. This was not that bad at all. You know, this is fine. Everything is fine. I was crazy, you know, because sometimes too, when it's right in front of your face, it's just like, you're not seeing it. But yeah. This is turning out so cute. This is turning out so cute. Okay. So, because yeah, we could probably, he can get tucked on there. And this guy is going to go like that. Okay. So, yeah. Quite often I make things that I'm just not feeling it. You know? But, yeah. I do not have the time or the luxury to redo stuff, like hardly ever. So it's like, this is getting posted online. Whatever, man. Okay. So, we're going to kind of do the same thing here. Yeah, just making sure we're actually going to see this. So we'll go like this. Okay. And just a random reminder for those that might have tuned in later. It doesn't apply to the May release products because these are brand new, just came out, you know. But Pretty Pink Posh, everything else on their site right now is 20% off with the code. And I posted a link and the code in the description box below the video because they've got a site-wide Memorial Day sale. The only exception is the brand new products from the May release. Oh, I did that backwards. Not that it really matters. Not that it really matters, but that is how I ink blended it. There we go. So, yeah, the link in the code is totally off topic. My dog's on my lap. Just tooted. Dogs, man. Dogs. It's just what they do. Okay, so we got that. And then we can put one like, yeah, put one right there. Get all these little leaves in place. Like that. A cute cat needs a leaf hanging out as well. You totally could. You could also take, yeah, you could take a wafer die and make it look like something's been chomped out of it. You could also, because like Pretty Pink Posh or any brand, but Pretty Pink Posh, because like all of their stuff works together, mixes and matches with the stitching detail, etc. Is like, and some of the other die sets have like little leaves. So yeah, you could take a small leaf die cut and yeah, stick it in his little mouth. That'd be cute. That would be cute. Okay, so we did that. Could also just stick one there. That'll get the bottom part will get trimmed off, which is fine. Just to give everything little extra somethings. So do that. And then I still kind of am thinking about like, do I want to add? And if I cut him off, which would freak people out, but we could. No, stop it. Stop it, Amy. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay. There we go. Leaf tip. Oh yeah, the little leaf tip I cut off the other card. I could, couldn't I? I don't even know where that went though. I don't even know where it is. I don't know where it went. It's gone. Not too concerned about it though. Do that one. Like that. Yeah, that leaf tip like, oh. Is that the one? No, I don't. No. If he had a different, if the mouth was shaped differently, maybe I would still do it. I'm not gonna overthink it. Not gonna overthink it because otherwise I could spend all day and then some. Actually, how about instead of what I could do is take. I could tuck in. That I like. Okay. Yeah. Because I have plenty of flowers. I have plenty of leaf die cuts. Let's do that. Let's stick that one like that. And then, what if bugs were this cute in real life? Well, bees are this cute. And ladybugs are this cute. Obviously not this cute, but they are, I think. There's bees and ladybugs. Some caterpillars are kind of cute too. There is something about like fuzzy caterpillars that I'm just like, why are you like this? I want to just give them all, I just want to give everything scritches constantly. Okay. Do that. And then, no bee cutting. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to stick them on there. this makes me, it needed like, I needed like 3, you know, triangular, more visually pleasing. That's what was missing, was that. So no bees are going to get like hacked. He's going to retain his whole self. There we go. Flower can get cut. That's fine. That's all fine. Okay. Now, this is all good. So I'm gonna like that. Yeah, even this one, like, is just too big. If I had a little tiny leaf die cut, which I do in my stash, but I ain't digging through my stash right now to find like a little itty bitty die cut. But it could be done. It could. Okay, so we've got that. We'll be able to add a bee to this guy. We could add, do I want to add flowers to this one too? I mean, we could. 1, 2, 3. That works. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Okay. So, you're the bug version of pet that dog. I know. Can I pet that dog? Thunder I keep hearing. Sometimes in my live streams, like especially for those on the replay, I probably sound and look like a crazy person all the time, let's be honest. But because my microphone thankfully doesn't pick up much of the ambient noises, I look like a nutter. And I'm just like, you know, I keep hearing something and it's like, is that thunder? Anyway. But yes. And I'm like that with dogs too. I try very hard sometimes to like not go after complete strangers and be like, can I pet that dog? Because I want to. Always. Always. Okay. There we go. Doop, doop, doop. And then... there we go. Yeah. Okay. So then I just got to trim off that little bit of this flower. Hold it in place because the glue is not dry yet. There we go. So I got that. And then these guys as well. Where did I do my foam tape? Oh, where did it go? Okay, I got random bits of foam tape I can just add. Not my hair. Just the foam tape. There we go. Like that. And then, always going on, it's not to be able to pet service dog. Yeah, that is one thing. Even though sometimes I want to, especially when they're being super good service dogs, and it's just like I want to give you scritches so bad, but gotta leave them alone. Gotta respect. They are working. But yeah, all the dogs, all the time. It's so hard. It's so hard. Okay. Put some foam tape on that. There we go. Add some to my little bee buddy. And then... okay. Okay. So now we can add all our little bits. If I can get... I am having an issue here. Have you seen Pink and Main's new flaring pie set that has super cute bug-eyed dragonflies? Oh no, I haven't seen it. I'll have to look. Pink and Main makes some really cute stuff too. Do you have pets? No. We used to have a dog. And we loved him, and he was neurotic and completely insane. But he is no longer with us, and it was heartbreaking, and I don't know if I can ever go through that again. And then I technically have 2 grandchildren that are cats. I have 2 cats. I had hoped to show one of them because we actually babysat one of them over the weekend, and I was gonna attempt to get him on camera when I was teaching the Secret Garden Retreat, because like some of the mods have cats too, and like so many people, but I didn't have a chance because he was hiding under our bed, like because he loves finding hiding spots. He was hiding under our bed, and I was like, I was not gonna harass the cat, and drag him out from under there so that I could be like, look at him, look how cute he is. But yeah. And yeah, I'm still giving my oldest grief about it because the cat is the chillest cat on the face of it. Literally, the chillest cat. He's quiet. I've only heard him meow once till we babysat him. During the day, he's the chillest cat ever. At night, he turns into a nocturnal psychopath. Psycho. The cat is insane at night. Like, I have never, like, he had the zoomies, like, he was just, which, again, cats, being all nocturnal and stuff, but holy wow. Like, the first night I got no sleep. It was awful. It was awful. Look how cute this is. This is fun. Okay. But yeah. So, I want to add more splatter before we add anything else. So, she has children. Yeah, we don't need pets. We don't need pets when we got a bunch of kids. But yeah, it was. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm not crazy. It was thunder because now it's pouring rain. It is blue sky out my one little garage window. But there must be like just a random thunder cloud right above me right now. Because it was thundering and now it's pouring rain. But it's blue sky. I have my own little personal storm cloud right now. That's funny. Okay, what was I doing? I lost track. All right. More splatter. Let's get back to it. I lost my... There it is. There we go. Gonna do white splatter, of course. It's just a bit of my white gouache. There we go. And then my fan brush. There it is. I was like, where's my fan brush? So white gouache. Could also use like just distress paint, I used to use that a lot. Just picket fence distress paint. I think that was my first foray into white splatter, was probably picket fence distress paint. It works great. And I've got a million options. You don't need all the things. They all work great. I like it all. Just trying to do. Okay. So I added water to it to thin it out. Got like a random, there we go. That was a random little chunk. Oh, that better not be hail. Again, see this, my microphone's not picking up any of this, but hopefully not. That's the last thing I need is hail damage. Anyway, back to what I was doing. Just a bit of white splatter. Like that. Yeah, I almost wish my... yeah, the storm cloud, it's weird. it's the rain and what, hopefully not hail, is more over like that corner of my garage. Like over here is nothing. Like I can literally hear where it's coming down. That's funny. Anyway, I look like a crazy person on the live stream because none of y'all can hear or see any of it, but you know, whatever. Okay, this is good. I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Oh, is it picking? Okay, there you go. Well, yeah, it's raining. So it's funny the things that my microphone will pick up. And now it's tapering off. So we'll see. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, white splatter. I gotta wipe this off, and then we'll add some black splatter. There we go. So I cleaned up that, and then with the black, I'm gonna go a lighter hand. I'm not gonna add like as much as I've added to these. The black is gonna be. It's cool that you guys can hear it. I love rain, like especially after 6 months of winter. I do love rain. Not hail, but I love rain and the sound of rain. Yes, like a good thunderstorm. So good. Chris and I both. Like sometimes we will literally go and sit outside, depending, you know. But if it's just a good downpour of a thunderstorm, it's like we'll sit on our like little front stoop, or we'll sit in the back and just enjoy it. I love it. Love it. Okay, so black gouache. Like most things, this stuff is very staining. Like it will stain everything. It is super pigmented. And yeah, there we go. Super, super pigmented. It will stain. But I love, and this one also, okay. A little crusty. There we go. There we go. Get off my brush. Get off my brush. And whatever. Whatever, man. Okay. I don't want as much of the black. Just kind of here and there. So I'm not tapping my brush as hard. And for me, this is subtle. The black is a subtle amount of splatter. You know, it's not. This isn't very much. This is very demure, very mindful. Okay, okay. Yep. Yep. Nope. Don't overthink it. Just do it. Just do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay. Good enough. I love it when you can stay home. I do not love it when running errands. I know. The other day, yeah, I'd mentioned it. Maybe it was last week's live stream. I forget what was I doing. Yeah, everything. One, I can never remember what day it is half the time. But I remember telling everybody. It must have been my last Sunday live. I was like so excited because Chris and I were going to go to Costco together. I think that was like last week. Something. It was recent anyway. And I remember saying to everyone, like, I was legit excited because I haven't barely left my house. I haven't had a chance to go on grocery runs because I'm almost always working. And so I was really excited. And he was excited too because it's like, yeah, we don't often even get to like run errands together anymore. And so I was so looking forward to it. And it was a downpour. It was a downpour. And like getting groceries when it's pouring rain at Costco, of course. So like just, it was ridiculous. And it was cold. It was kind of miserable, but oh well. First off, Yeah, I'm not a fan of hail because sometimes, thankfully, it hasn't happened here yet. Some areas it does happen. Like the hail can be the size of like golf balls or bigger. It's not cool. Ours, it's never, at least not while I've lived here, hasn't been horrible. There have been times though where we've had some pretty crazy hailstorms and it just sucks. Okay, so I have to let the splatter dry, which shouldn't take too long. I literally have it everywhere. Let me try and get some of it off my hands. Amy, demure. Sometimes I can be very demure. I'm very mindful. That meme will never not be funny to me. But yeah, you know, the rest of the splatter isn't very demure. For me, the black, the amount of black splatter for me it's a demure amount. You know, just very 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 soft. But yeah. Sentiments. So let me grab them before I knock 5 million other things onto the floor. Okay, I have those guys because some of this is going to go on the inside. And for my sentiments, I used... Where did I put them? Oh, I did this right before... see? Oh, I need to pick those up because otherwise... Oh, yeah, the coordinating wafer dies. Because I also don't want to accidentally, like, roll over that with my chair. That would be awful, because, like, there's a chance you could wreck them. Okay. Let's put the coordinating wafer dies back in the packaging so I don't lose them. Okay. I have a sentiment from the B Editions set, which I used in my video last week for the video hop. And, like, I stamped these little bees and created a whole scene. Anyway. I white heat embossed my sentiments onto the same like Desert Storm cardstock. So white heat embossed it, die cut it with the coordinating wafer die, and putting the wafer die in the packaging so that I don't lose it. So that's going to be for this card is going to be the little sweet as can be, you know? I think I want it right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. And then I die cut an extra one. So, I love the splatter. I love the splatter. I found it so intimidating. Way, way back. I don't know exactly when it was that I, got into it, but I remember seeing it on finished cards and different things, and then yeah, it is intimidating because it's like, what if I wreck it? And like, how do you know where it's gonna go? And it's another one where you just have to jump in and like start doing it. And now I'm obsessed. I love it. Okay, so I stacked 2 layers together just to give it a little more strength, and then that's gonna go rubber. Love it. Love it. It's so cute. Plus, I love punny sentiments. So, yeah, sweet as can be. Here for it. Totally. Yeah, I'm just going to adhere that directly. Got a glue goober. Place in Australia where they get hail that's larger than golf balls. Yeah, it happens here too. Not very often, thankfully, but there have been some storm cells that have come through here in Western Canada, especially in these prairie provinces. There have been some storms, the damage, and it's terrifying because like those size, like hail the size of baseballs, like terrifying because it's like that'll kill a person, and like destroying vehicles, like there was a big one I think last year that came through. I think it was like Calgary. I think it was in Calgary. The damage was insane, like just shredding the siding on people's houses, stuff like that. So anytime there's a hailstorm, I am just like, please not be like that. Oy. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to adhere that into place. Sweet as can be. So freaking cute. I love it. Okay. I think Splatterfish card. I love how... Oh, Vicky Papanow. Yeah. The way she... And I want to try it. I've seen some of her things where she'll take like a spray, you know, and she'll pour like a little pool of it. And then she'll go with her finger and create like a splotch, you know, and I've been meaning to try that because I was like, that looks fun. And I don't mind getting mucky. It's like, you know, I want to try it. I love it. I love it. And I love I love the texture, you know, I love it. I love splatter. Okay. So there's that one. And then for this one, did I glue all these pieces down? I did. Okay. I was like, did I do what I was supposed to do? Yes. Okay. For this one, my plan was to use, how do I want to do this? Because I used this die. What I was going to do. Hello, friend. Okay. So I have this. This is also, these are all this is part of the new release. This is the Cute Bugs set. It's so cute. Look at it. Look at it. I want to stamp these little guys and like watercolor them. Like, look how cute they are. They're so cute. And I like how it's like the dies are just like a larger version of these little guys. Like, you know? Anyway. But I want to just use the crawling by to say hi. I thought that was really cute. So I'm going to take that little die or little stamp. And these ones do not have, yeah, okay. These little guys don't have like coordinating wafer dies, but we'll deal with that in a second. And then this friend word was from, I love this little Hello Friend set that was part of the May release with the great little fonts. And there's a little tiny ladybug and little tiny bits and things. It's so cute. But I white heat embossed the friend word. And then I'm also going to take the little hello word. Because where exactly do I want to put? I just need to figure out where I want to put this. Because this one I think I'm going to just heat emboss onto a scrap. Oh, I had another. Oh, Amy, you idiot. Talking to myself, not to anyone else named Amy. Can I carefully? I'm being like ridiculous, but I had die cut an extra one. There we go. I like 3 layers. This was it was bugging me. Anyway. Again, you guys, I'm not joking when I say I'm neurotic sometimes. Let's just fix this. Put that behind there. That'll look better. That's why I die cut the extra layers, because I was going to pop this up with foam tape, but then, anyway. Yeah, I think, because I put so much splatter. If I'd stamped this first before the splatter, that would have been better, but, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Did she pour the pool on? She poured this, like, Vicky Papanow does more, like, little, like, journal, like, almost like junk journaling in a sense. Like, she does a lot of short form content. And, yeah, she's got a little, like, I think it's like a little watercolor paper book, and it's kind of smaller, like tag size, really. And, yeah, she'll pour it directly onto the paper. And so she'll have a little pool of the spray, and then she'll, with her finger, and it goes... And it looks so, and it's the background, and then she, you know, builds up on it, and I love it. I love it. I'm not a big fan of short form content as a whole, but there's a few makers that do really good short form content, and she's one of them. I really like when it pops up in my feed. I'm just like, yes, here for it, because she is massively talented, and... Yeah, she does some interesting things with inks and sprays and all that kind of stuff. So if you give me a second, I will quickly pull her up so I can so that you guys know who I'm talking about. Because if you aren't already following her, you should be, because she's amazing. Let me grab my phone. Okay, I will pull up her account here. Vicky. There she is. I was like, why am I not finding her? Okay. She is... There's her username on Instagram. So Vicky P_GR. And it's Vicky Papineau. There's Papineau. I'm probably butchering her last name again, because it's that. So you can screenshot it, whatever. But yeah, she does... I wonder, is there one where I could show exactly what I'm talking about? She does a lot of short form content. Like almost the vast majority of her content is little reels and things like that. I'm not sure if there's one where she does that. I'm trying to just like looking based on the backgrounds. I don't know. It's there. It's there. And she's done it more than once. But yeah, she does phenomenal. Like, she is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Highly recommend following her. So, yeah. Fun times. Fun times. Okay. She's Greek. It seems it's all Greek to you. Yes. She has a wonderful voice and a wonderful accent. And it just, yeah. Okay. Back to what I was doing. So there's that guy. And then this one I want to do... Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna... Let's just stop overthinking it, Amy. Let's just quickly heat emboss this. Or do I need to heat emboss? You know, I can just stamp it in black. Let's keep Amy's life a little easier. Let's grab... I don't need big pieces. Let me find a smaller scrap or two of the Desert Storm. There we go. That'll work. Okay. Let's just stamp them with black ink. Where's my There it is. Okay. Let's just do the Nocturne ink. And then a couple of acrylic blocks. And then I can just go like this. And like this. Like that. Love it. Do the same thing with this one. Like that. No, don't like how that's stamped. There we go. Yep. Okay. So, Justin Adkins did a card with that little worm. Oh, I bet it was. I haven't seen it, but I bet it was adorable. That little stamp set is so cute. I'm going to quickly blast this with my heat tool because this ink does take a little longer to dry. And I smear it, always. Okay. It's probably not fully dry, but it's dry enough. I'm fine with it. I'm going to use a couple of Sentiment Label wafer dies. These are just from Simon So Stamp. I don't have them linked, but after everything's done, I'll throw the link to them in the supplies. But this is just faster and easier than me eyeballing it and trying to trim it. I use these wafer dies so much, I bought a second set. Because they're convenient. And I am here for the convenience. Okay. There we go. And then just taping these into place with washi tape like that, because then I can just die cut these like that, and then run them through my die cut machine. There we go. Yep. Lovely. Lovely. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Vicky Papanow is a phenomenal maker. And I love the mixed media. I love mixed media a lot. It is something that just always intrigues me and always has intrigued me. Okay. So we got that. We got that. Yes. So, yeah. Love it. Love it. I also love, I love all forms of everything. Like, I love clean and simple, all of it. So, I also die cut a couple more of that from scraps of the Desert Storm cardstock. Like that. Like that. And we're gonna glue those together to build up dimension. Hello. Hello, hello to those tuning in. I'm loving these bonus lives. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. I'm glad people just enjoy my content as is, you know? I don't often do bonus ones. This week I was feeling just a little extra, a little crazy. It kind of just depends, but yeah. Okay. So I got that. And actually what I'm going to do is that and that so that I can pop this into place over that leaf. Because this is faster, easier, and more sturdy than trimming little tiny bits of foam tape. Because I've talked about this a lot. I love foam tape. I use it all the time, but I really don't I don't have the patience to trim the tiny little bits. I have mad respect for the makers that do that. They'll shave little bits of foam tape, and you know, their finished card, it's like they'll make things look like it's floating, like the sentiment is just floating, and I'm like, and then I realize it's like, oh, you had patience. I am impressed because I don't have that kind of patience. Which blue? This is all the color cardstock is Altenew, and it's Dewdrops cardstock. That's the color. One of my favorites because it's beautiful. And aqua shades like this, yeah, they play really nicely with craft. I consider like pale aqua shades. I use them like a neutral because they work so well with everything. Okay, so I got those adhered together. So then I can just tuck this in like that. Okay. And then get that there, and then there. Always forgetting to check to make sure I'm still like just on screen. I'm so bad about that sometimes when I'm filming because I tend to drift like off camera because I'm just in the zone and forget where I am and what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Straighten this guy. There we go. And make sure he's straight. There we go. So we got that one. And then I can take my little piece and just trim that off like that. I'm going to use my little tweezers again because I'm always scared that I will smear that black ink until before it's fully dry, because it's happened a million times. So go like that. Got that. There we go. And then let's just go like that. Yep. That's working. I like it. So we're going to adhere that one. Right there. Again, make sure it's straight. There we go. There we go. So got that. And then message you with link to one of her splash technique reels. Did you know? I never check my messages though. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Here's one of Vicky's reels. So she just puts liquid directly on it. And you can use your finger or she's just using a tool. How fun is that? So this is what we were talking about. Like directly on the paper, a little puddle, and then just... I don't know why. I love it. It would make such a mess. I'm here for it. So yeah, Vicky is amazing. Anyway, okay, back to... I'm distracted. Now I'm just like, I want to pour things and like... I would use my fingers because I don't know why. I'm just like a toddler that way. I'm just like... I get everything everywhere. It doesn't bother me. Anyway. Okay. That's the outside of the cards. Almost. There's a couple little things I'm going to add at the end. But look how cute everything is turning out. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Anyway. This live ended up being longer than I planned yet again. But I'm having fun. I hope you guys are having fun. Insides. Let's just do... Sweet as can be. Let's just do hugs for you on the insides of both of these, because why not? Oh, wait. Oh, I could... Sweet as could be. You're a sweet... We could do you're a sweet friend. Hello, friend. Crawling by to say hi. Hugs for you. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Okay. We're going to use that one on the inside of this card. And because I had extras... Let's put... I just need to figure out where I want to place everything first. Because I have an extra little guy here. And I just want to make sure if we put it like... Actually, we can put this over here. Put that over there. He can be there. That could go like that. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. You know what? I'm going to be risky. Let's just stamp it with an acrylic block. I was going to pull out my MISTI, but I have so much stuff on my desk. I couldn't fit the thing even if I wanted to. Let's be crazy. And if it is ruined after the live, I can just stamp it separately, die cut it with coordinating wafer and glue it on top. So I'm not too worried about it. Not too worried about it. But you guys know I cannot not have the inside with something. So let's... Lovely. Lovely. And then we can also add these little bits that were left over from the fronts of the cards. So we can stick one right there, like that, like that, like so. We can add this one over here and go like that. That's better. Let's put that one up there. There we go. So we got that. And then we can stick that right there. Probably said this. How will we know who won the cards last night? I haven't picked winners. I'm leaving that yesterday's live stream, that giveaway for those 2 cards. It's still up. I'll leave it up for a couple more days. And then I post it in the description box. Like, no one gets notified unless someone goes back and checks. But it'll be in the description box of the live stream. And then I'll mail them out when I mail out them out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because I still want, space to write something. That'll work. Okay. Shoe. Oop. I missed something. I think Pretty Pink Posh is one that says bugs and kids. There is a stamp. Pretty Pink Posh. I'm almost positive because I'm pretty sure I've used it too. I think they've got a stamp in one of their other sets that says bugs and kisses. I think it was part of one of their Valentine releases. If not February. It might have been in the February release. I can't remember. But yeah, I think you're right that I think there's a Pretty Pink Posh one that says bugs and kisses. And that one would be really cute too. Yeah, I need to organize my stamps and I need to organize everything. Especially with Pretty Pink Posh, there's so many. She's got so much, and it all just because her style is the way it is. Like, everything can be mixed and matched, and it just works. It just goes together, which is another reason why I love it so much. Because it's super cute. Okay, we can do like that. Yeah, because again, I want to leave enough space to add the things. Okay, but also I've got like a ton of die cuts because I went nuts and die cut 5 bajillion things like a crazy person. So this could also be a card front. This could be a little simpler of a card front, which happens sometimes with the amount of stuff I'll put on the insides of the cards. Just depends on my mood. Okay, so we got that. Boop, boop. And then we'll glue on our little dude. Just being all cute. Love it so much. And then put him right there, like that. Okay. And then I'm going to put a magnet on this guy. Hold him in place. And then for my B card, I'll do the you're a sweet friend. This one, do I want to be this risky? Why not? Because I'm crazy. Let's line this guy up like that. And then you're a sweet friend. And I got a B. Boop. So we do that. Like that. And then, okay. Yep, I know what I'm doing. And again, if I mess it up, I will stamp everything separately and die cut it and then glue it to the inside of the card. It's so satisfying when that works. Okay. And I need, I think, a bigger. It's not gonna fit. Oh, let's get a bigger block. Let's get a bigger block. I need a bigger block, just like I need a bigger boat. There we go. There we go. And then, gonna stamp this guy. Like, love it. Love it. Okay, so I also have a couple little pieces of the hexagons left over. So we'll stick those on the inside as well, because why not? It's craft cards. Yeah, this is 100. This is 100-pound Nina Desert Storm. One of my favorites. I also have the 80-pound, which is lighter weight. I don't use the 80-pound as card bases because it's not sturdy enough, in my opinion. I am picky about my cardstock, especially for card bases. But I do like it for this 100-pound. I use a lot for card bases. It's good. It's not flimsy. Okay, stick that one right there, like that. And then I love to do the inside of your cards or not. I love the insides of your cards are not an afterthought. They're always so intentional and fabulous. Thank you. Sometimes it's a lot of overthinking. Let's be honest, you know, but I do love it. Okay, I'm gonna go like that because then I can stick. I have one little flower left over here. Yeah. So sometimes I keep the insides super simple. You know, I'll just stamp a sentiment and go on about my day. It always depends on my mood and deadlines and, you know, a million different factors. And then other times, everything just comes together where I'm building entire little scenes on the insides of my cards. I'm here for all of it. It just kind of depends. That. Can do that. Doop, doop, doop. And then we can add our little flower. Everything I'm using is listed and linked in the description box below the video. It is also pinned as a visual supply list right in the chat. It's pinned. You can click on it, it'll open a new window. And yeah, everything. This is the Stitched Bugs, I think it's called. I've already forgotten the name of it, but you know. Let's put that guy right there. Right there. I'm gonna go like that. Go like that. That one's fine. This guy, we can. The light blue, the hexagon, that's also linked. It is the Eyelet hexagons. It's listed and linked. Everything is listed and linked. Okay. So, trimmed off that. There's our little inside being just adorable. Outside, also adorable. This one should be good. Gotta do the same thing. Flip it over. Hold it, because again, the glue's probably not fully dry. Well, it's not going to be fully dry, but there we go. So there's the inside of that one. And then what I want to do is I've got some little hearts from the Pretty Pink Posh. It's like the Valentine heart mix, I think they're called. It's little clay hearts. I just thought those would be cute. We'll just add a few of those while we're at it, just to finish these off. So I'll add some of those. Right there. Right there. And then we'll do one like that. And that. And that. Yep. Yep. Where's my glue? There's my glue. Where's my embellishment wand? Kill the mess. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. There we go. So, these guys, we will glue in place just like that. Just like that. And right there. Ooh, ooh. So the tweezers come in handy. Get rid of that extra glue. There we go. Yeah. It's got some little hearts like that. And then do the same thing to this guy. And this one. And this one. There we go. And then last, but certainly not least, even though these have like enough on them, I'm going to take a little bit of stickles. Because I can. In fact, and I can zoom in a bit so that like, oh, the mess. These did turn out really cute though. I love it. I love it so much. Okay. I just want to stick a little. I'm not going to add a ton of stickles. I'm going to do like a little bit on my little guys. And like I was saying earlier, I am avoiding wherever I've placed the white, the gel pen, because stickles and glossy accents, any of that kind of stuff can smear and sometimes, depending, even dissolve the white gel pen, because the white gel pen is a water-based medium. So I just make it a habit to avoid wherever I've placed the white gel pen. And I'm barely squeezing the bottle and just kind of dotting the stickles. So it's not thick. And that means also that it will dry quite quickly. And if you want to build like dimension with stickles, like you can glop it on. Like you can build dimension really easily with stickles. But yeah, I just want the little bits of glitter because it's pretty and I love it. So got that. Yes. And then I can do the same thing. I'm going to do it very lightly on the wings, just gentle and not very much, because when you add stickles, again, any sort of liquid medium to vellum, it can cause the vellum to curl. And I don't mind if it'll cause, the wings will curl a little bit as this dries, and that's fine. But if you glop it on, you can, like the vellum can literally curl in on itself. So just keep that in mind. But I'm just adding just a little bit, just kind of to the base of the wings, because they're already shimmery because it's shimmer vellum. And then I can add just a little bit like that, you know, make it all stinger glittery too, because why not? Why not, you know? Go big or go home, you know? And then do it to his little, like that. Yep. And just all the little bits. I love stickles. I love stickles so much. Okay. Got to do it to these guys too. Just teensy tiny little bits. And then add it to his little wings. Do that one. Like that. And then to the sides. Just to give them all that extra little bits of sparkle. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you guys tuned in. Oops, see, there's a big glob. Don't want that. Where is my... I can use my die pick and take the glob and put it over there. Waste not, want not. Good enough. Okay. So, add these little bits like that. And like that. Yep. And then this last little bee, we'll dab it on to his little self. Do, like that. Yep. 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 Okay. Let's put the lid on. And that, my friends, are 2 cards. Oof. And this was a really long live, but I had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Oh my goodness. So yeah. We have our little bee scene. Just gotta let all those stickles dry, and then everything will be good to go. And again, you cannot go wrong with shimmer vellum. And these bees are just ridiculous. Like, look at them. Look at these fat little bees. I love them. I love them so much. Love it so much. So yeah. And like, considering how much like these cards are still pretty flat. Because the Big Mama foam tape is super thin too. Like, these are very like flat cards, which I love. I do love dimension, but it's amazing the dimension you can build by just adding ink, you know, and how everything looks dimensional. So there's that one. And I just want to be careful I don't like knock something over. And then this guy with a ladybug and a little caterpillar, and just these were fun. These were so fun. So yeah, that was my finished cards. So there we go. So yeah, once everything is, I gotta be careful. Once everything is fully dry, I'll do the photos and which maybe I might do in the morning, because I have a disaster to clean up. It's a mess. And then what else did I want to say? Oh, and for those that tuned in later, if you missed, it exempts the May release, like all the stuff I used in this live stream. But Pretty Pink Posh has a Memorial Day sale going on now until the 25th. The info's in the description box below the video. There's a 20% off code that applies to everything but the May release. But worth it, because if you had your eye on other things, some older products, whatever, because you can't go wrong with anything Pretty Pink Posh. I love Pretty Pink Posh. I have been using her products since she started her little brand, which was, I forget how many years it's been now. I don't even remember when she started her brand. She started with just carrying little like embellishments, and then it evolved into stamps and dies, and oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, she's got a sale going on. The link is below. And the only thing I need to add to my supply list is those sentiment labels. So I'll do that after I'm done. Clean up my mess. I'll do my photos and all the things. And then if for those that may have missed it, I was live last night as well. And I made these cards. Here we go. I made these ones on last night's live stream using other elements from the release. And these ones are up for grabs. I have a giveaway in last night's live stream. So I'm giving these 2 cards. I'll mail them out to the winners once we pick winners, which I'll do in another day or 2, whatever. And I'll announce that in that. Not doing the giveaway with this because, y'all, I had too many things going on. But yeah, is what it is. And yeah, that is it for now. Not sure if I'll do any more bonus lives this week, y'all, because it's a lot. But I will be live on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central, as always. And I will have, like, pre-recorded, edited down videos between now and Sunday. Simon says stamps. June card kit showed up today. It's completely sold out. I had people requesting, videos, and I was like, it's not here yet. And I'm not surprised. It sold out this morning or last night, something. It's sold out, but it just got here. So I will be doing, I will be making, because this, like, all the elements are available, like, separately. And I always do a video, but I'll be working on that. I might get the video up. It depends. It's going to just depend. But I got other videos coming. I'll be live on Sunday, and then 2013. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. 2013. So it's been like 12, 13 years. Love it. I'm sure I think I participated in a hop celebrating, I think it was the 12-year anniversary. Something. Y'all, I don't even know what year it is half the time, let alone what date it is, let alone what month, But yeah, I'll be making power. Yes, I'm excited to play with a lot of stuff. So I've got a million things on my plate. I'll have videos coming. We'll see about any more bonus lives. Because, yeah, doing 2 back-to-back like this is a little bit insane, especially for me. But it was fun. And these ended up being really cute. I love these little bees. All of them. I love all of them. They're so cute. They are so cute. So I will take all the photos, do the social medias, blah, 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 like I always do. And that'll be probably not tonight. Yeah, no, definitely won't be tonight, because I need to let the stickles fully dry before I try to take photos, because I've done that. Rushing, and I go to, like, take the photo and, like, drop the card. It's happened. So I'm going to let this dry. I'll do all that work in the morning and then get it up on the social medias and all the things that you do when you're doing this as a job. And yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight and tuning in and all the things. It helps a ton, and I have fun, and I'm glad you guys had fun. This was good. These were cute. And I'm just really, really glad that the random mess inside my head translated into finished cards. Because sometimes it's scary in there, But you can't go wrong, really, with Pretty Pink Posh. You cannot go wrong. They are the most cutest little things ever. So, I appreciate you all. I'm going to clean up my mess. Oh, I'm going to eat my I'm going to eat my little dessert that the unpaid intern got me from Costco. This little strawberry shortcake. I don't know what it's called, but oh yeah. Yeah, as soon as the camera's off, because again, I don't eat on camera. No. But I'm going to have my little snacky snack. I'm excited. I'm excited. So I'm going to have my snack. I'm going to clean up this mess. And I will see you guys all very soon in another video. And yes, Pretty Pink Posh has amazing stencils, shaker bits, so many things. So it's worth checking out when she's doing a site-wide sale like that. Because, yeah, the embellishments, I don't know if these are in stock, but like these are some of my most favorite, the little clay hearts. But yeah, tons of embellishments and shaker bits, the little shaker beads and clay bits and bling and so much stuff. And then stamps and dies. And again, the sale does not include what I used tonight because that's the brand new stuff, but all the previously released, because there's like the mug things that I'm obsessed with. I have an entire playlist of that. And yeah, you just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. I love Pretty Pink Posh. So I hope the rest of you have a great evening. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And yeah, I'll be back with pre-recorded videos and we'll just see if I can squeeze in another live. I doubt it. I doubt it. But you never know. You never know. Sometimes I'm like, I would rather just do this live than sit here by myself and create and film and edit, voiceover, etc. So, is what it is. But, okay. You speak my craft language. I'm glad. I'm glad. I appreciate you guys. So, I'm gonna go have my snack that's been staring at me, for over an hour now. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Thank you so much to my amazing Patreon supporters. For anyone that might be interested in joining my Patreon community and supporting me, the link to my Patreon is in the description box below the video. For everyone else, as always, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping, commenting, subscribe if you haven't, I'd love to have you. And here's a couple other videos for you to check out in case you missed them. Bye!